Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I guess we were on page 88. Is that right?
So my page is different. Otherwise, okay.
What number is that?
Yes, 88 for me.
Yeah. So before we continue from 88, let's review page 87 question. You have name and shape, display consciousness and activity. Maharaj, in your word, I appear so. In mine, I have being only, nothing else. You people are rich with your ideas of possession, of quantity and quality. I am completely without ideas. In my word, there is a disturbance, distress, despair. You seem to be living on some hidden income while I must slave for a living. Do as you please. You are free to leave your word for mine. How is the crossing done? See your word as it is, not as you imagine it to be. Discrimination will lead to detachment. Detachment will ensure right action. Right action will build the inner bridge to your real being. Action is proof of our earnestness. Do what you are told diligently and faithfully, and all obstacles will dissolve. This is what we read last. Are you getting what Maharaj is trying to explain? So
Yes,
we
Acharya.
continue. Good. Question. Are you happy? In your word, I would be shocked to sleep again. What a bother. So you do not want to live even, to live, to die? What meaningless words are these? When you see me alive, I am dead. When you think me dead, I am alive. How muddled up you are. How indifferent you are. All the sorrows of our world are as nothing to you. I am quite conscious of your troubles. Then what are you doing about them? There is nothing I need to do. They come and go. Do they go by the very act of your giving them attention? Yes. The difficulty may be physical, emotional, or mental, but it is always individual. Large-scale calamities are the sum of numberless individual destinies and take time to settle. But death is never a calamity. You see, whatever that we usually think that these kind of disturbances in society, Maharaj is saying it is physical, emotional, mental, whatever. They come and go. The death is never a individual cause. So he says, where is the difficulty may be physical, emotional, or mental, but it is always individual. Yes, if you check on any aspect of of the violence or any disturbances, it always starts with the individual and then spreads. So in the root, it is individual. Large-scale calamities are the sum of numberless individual destinies and take time to settle. So even what we call natural disaster is actually caused by the karmic account of collecting. One is individual account, karmic account, one is a collective error. So numberless collective individuals causes the natural calamities. For instance, if you get a news that there is an air flight crashed or plane crashed, now it could be an accident, but that accident, the root cause could be the passenger flying in it. The collective karmic account causes that calamity. So nothing happens by chance. It has the cause, and the cause is the karmic account. And the karmic account is not just individual, but collective. So 20 people are in the same flight with the negative or bad karmic account causes the calamity, and other innocent people suffer. So that is what Maharaj is trying to say, that even what we call natural calamity, it ultimately the result of the numberless individual collective karmic result. So yes, please.
Acharya ji, just I had one question because you had asked for contemplation. So this is how is the crossing done? I want to bring your attention. Last line says that do what you are told diligently and faithfully, and all obstacles will be dissolved. So do means saying that this is to see your world as it is, not as you imagine to be. Discrimination will lead to detachment. Detachment will ensure a right action. Right action will lead to the inner bridge, will build the inner bridge to your real action. Action is the proof of earnestness. Do what you are. So that means that this is the things that is being told to do.
Yes. So different. These are only the example. What Maharaj is saying, that you follow what Master tells you. In other words, he says, if you have a faith on your Master, trust on your Master, you believe in it, you do not raise any doubt or question about it. What Master says, if the Master says, you are the pure consciousness, period, you cannot question it. You have to accept it. And you, okay, I believe it. Once you take that for granted that you are pure consciousness, remain steadfast on that belief, then the changes happens, the evolution happens. But to start with, you have to have a faith and believe in the word of your master or a teacher. If you question it, in his case, so Maharaj is talking out of his personal experience. If he had a doubt or a question on his master's advice, the wisdom master gave him, you are the pure consciousness. And pure consciousness is God, is that energy, is that frequency which is God. That is what was told to him. He accepted it, he believed it, accepted it, and led his life completely on that. By doing so, obstacles did not stop. Obstacles kept coming, but he got a strength to face those obstacles and overcome it. Just because he had tremendous trust and faith on the wisdom of Master. So he says that when you have situation, you follow diligently. Why he used the word diligently? It does not mean that you follow out of, let's say, emotion. You do have your own contemplation. You do raise your genuine question before accepting, but then accept it and live by it. So all that happens after due diligence.
So, Acharya, what is obstacles here?
Obstacles are going back to your following your sense organs gratifications, your desires, your attachments, the mundane activity that you get attached to. Your what is our life right now? What are the values that we follow? What values do we follow? That's the obstacle. This is the obstacle. Obstacle does not mean that somebody stop you to do certain things or stop you to follow particular faith. Or it's not just that. Overall, whatever is our life values, whatever our lifestyle, if it is helping us evolving spiritually, it is good. It is not an obstacle, but it is lifestyle and life values are those which does not allow us to pursue the higher spiritual values and wisdoms. All what we are reading is the wisdom. Are we able to literally follow it in our lifestyle? If not, there are obstacles. Those are the obstacles which does not allow us to follow it.
The second question is, Acharya ji, to leave means, so what do you want to, so you do not want to leave even. This is the question of the questioner. And Maharaj says, to leave, to die, what meaningless words are these? When you see me alive, I am dead. When you think me dead, I am alive. So that means Maharaj ji says that I am dead means I am in the realm of pure consciousness. Though you are thinking that I am in the state of samadhi, that means I am almost at the dead position, and I am in during that period I am in my world. Is it that?
Not really. What he means to, he is just using certain words, so do not go by words. What he's trying to imply is that I am here, I appear to be here, you see me. When I see you, what do I see? I see your body, I see your physique. I am unable to see you through your body. In other words, I am unable to see who you are in essence. Yeah. When you meet anybody, what the impression that you get or carry is the impression of the appearance, not the impression of the essence behind that appearance. So Maharaj is saying that in your word, I appear to be alive while I am actually dead. In other words, I am physically not in this world. I appear to be in this world, but my spirit, my soul, my consciousness is beyond life and death. So, in other words, I am eternal. I appear to be alive in your world. That's what he's trying to say. It applies to all of us. Imagine a condition. Yes, Aditi.
So I feel that it would rather make us alive all the time rather than dead. If I am not dependent on the body, of course. So I appear to be alive, but that means that I'm alive even when the body is not there.
we are all the time alive. Now, what is
Yes.
live? What is alive? Alive is not just that you are physically breathing that energy. We are, remember, consciousness is energy. Think of energy. Forget about the word consciousness. Think of energy.
Mm.
There's an experiment. When you go to the park or in your garden, pluck one leaf, yeah, and cut that leaf into half with your scissor. So what happened? Physically, you have detached part of the leaf from what you call life. When you
Yes.
cut the
Yes.
leaf is, we assume it is dead because you plucked it, you cut it.
Yes.
You pluck a leaf, cut it half. So physical form, it is separated. But the same leaf, if you put under the infrared light, and if you see, you will see the entire leaf. The energy is in the same shape in fullness. Not, if it is cut, it should show you the energy of half leaf, but it
Right.
reflects the energy of the entire leaf. In other words, energy does not die. Physically, you have cut the leaf. Leaf
Yes.
got detached. But when you look at the energy of that leaf, it still remains entire, full. It does not get chopped. Energy never dies. We are that energy. So there is no
Yes.
question of this. Death is just the change of your shape, name, form, body, your appearance.
Exactly.
We will soon take another body and you will have another name and shape and form, another location probably. But energy remains as it is, has no life and death. Yeah. So in that way, when we say we are alive, that energy is alive. Actually, alive is also not the right word to say, because alive, when we say, there is implication that there will be something which is not alive. Energy has no life and death. There is no question of living or not living. It is always there. So the
Yes.
energy is eternal, omnipresent. It is only the appearance, the physical form is 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 there, and at a certain time it disappears, it goes away. Physical form alone, the subtle form does not die. Remember, we have spoken, what is the difference between life and death? The subtle body is going out of your physical body, or detachment of subtle body from the physical body. What is subtle body? Subtle body is 5 pranas, your mind, your samskara, the mind conditioning, and ego. That never die. That goes into seed form, causal body. And from that causal body, subtle body picks up another physical body. That is how the rebirth happens. So the subtle body does not die at all, because the karmic account is attached to the subtle body, not to the physical body. When subtle body is attached to the physical body, the karmic result affects your physical body also, because your subtle body is together with physical body. So when we say we have prarabdha karma, which you could enjoy certain good deeds, or you can suffer certain bad deeds, actually it is through the subtle body. But because subtle body is at the moment attached to the physical body, you experience in your physical body. So the subtle body never die. And what is the subtle body? Energy. It's just the energy. It's just the vibration, frequency. And when we say it goes, in reality, it does not go even. There is no movement. It's just that it stops appearing in your physical body. That's all it is. Remember, the consciousness, the spirit, is omnipresent and eternal. If it is omnipresent, immovable, there is no question of leaving the body and going out of the body, because that is a movement. There is no movement, because so the wise thing to think is that it is not the consciousness or the energy in us when we say in the body. Rather think that this body is in that consciousness, because imagine consciousness as fullness, and we are the little specks in that fullness. It is not that fullness is in this, but this one is in that fullness. That is why the chanting of Om Purnamida, Om Purnamidam, it still remains Purna, it still remains full. There was a beautiful another example when you see children playing with bubbles. I'm sure you all have seen the bubbles. They blow the bubbles, the soap water. Yeah, the soap water bubbles. So when you blow it, at a time, several bubbles come out of that little pipe or machine. Yeah, and it pops out, and in few seconds they burst. Now, for you and me, this is few seconds, but for that bubble is eternity. It's the life. So this is like bubble. We may live 100 years, but 100 years is like that little bubble. So the bubble was in that energy, yeah, everywhere, and bubble pops out. Inside that bubble, what is it? It's again the same space, same energy. Should we continue?
Yes, Acharya.
Yes, Acharya.
How indifferent you are. All the sorrows of our world are as nothing to you. I am quite conscious of your troubles. And what are you doing about them? There is nothing I need to do. They come and go. Do they go by the very act of your giving them attention? Yes. The difficulty may be physical, emotional, or mental, but it is always individual. Large-scale calamities are the sum of numberless individual destinies and take time to settle. But death is never a calamity. Even when a man is killed, the calamity is of the killer. Calamity is of the killer. Death is never a calamity. Still, it seems there are two words, mine and yours. Mine is here, mine is real, yours is of the mind. Yeah, our word is of mind. In other words, it is a dream. Very easy to compare is to think of the dream. When we go to sleep and we often get dream. In a dream, everything looks extremely real. Only when you wake up, you know it is a dream. Other than that, it's real while we are dreaming. So is now. To us, everything looks very real. But when you are out of this appearance of this dream, in other words, when you are self-realized, when you are awakened, you know this is only a dream. All that what we are doing, all that what we perceive. So that is why the sentence of Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya, yeah, is only a statement for you and me, because we have not realized it. But person like Maharajji or Buddha or Ramana Maharshi or Paramhansa, Ramakrishna, for them it is true, because they have evolved, and from that standpoint of view, This life is exactly like a dream. It is a dream. The calamity is of the killer, is what Maharaj says. Still, it seems there are two words, mine and yours. Mine is real, yours is the mind. Imagine a rock and a hole in the rock and a frog in the hole. The frog may spend its life in perfect bliss, undistracted, undisturbed. Outside the rock, the word goes on. If the frog in the hole were told about the outside world, he would say, there is no such thing. My word is of peace and bliss. Your word is word structure only. It has no existence. It is the same with you. You see, this is beautiful sentence. Mhm. And who is making this sentence? The questioner. The questioner is making this sentence or statement, which is absolutely truth. I repeat now. The last question on page 88. Imagine a rock and a hole in the rock and a frog in the hole. The frog may spend its life in perfect bliss, undistracted, undisturbed. Outside the rock, the word goes on. If the frog in the hole were told about the outside world, he would say, there is no such thing. My word is of peace and bliss. Your word is word structure only. It has no existence. It is same with you. When you tell us that our word simply does not exist, there is no common ground of discussion. Or take another example. I go to a doctor and complain of stomach ache. He examines me and says, you are right. Sorry, you are all right, but it pains, I say. Your pain is a mental, he asserts. I say, it does not help me to know that my pain is mental. You are a doctor. Cure me of my pain. If you cannot cure me, you are not my doctor. Such beautiful, it's challenging question. Now see how beautifully Maharaj replies. Maharaj says, yes, you are right, quite right. You have built the railroad, but for lack of bridge, no train can pass. Build the bridge. There is no need of a bridge. There must be some link between your world and mine. There is no need of a link between real world and an imaginary world, for there cannot be any. So what are we to do? Investigate your world. Apply your mind to it. Examine it care critically. Scrutinize every idea about it. That will do. The world is too big for investigation. All I know is that I am, the world is, the world troubles me, and I trouble the world. My experience is that everything is bliss, but the desire for bliss creates pain. This bliss becomes the seed of pain. The entire universe of pain is born of desire. Give up the desire for pleasure, and you will not even know what pain is. Not so difficult to understand. It's easy, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
Why should pleasure be the seed of pain? Because for the sake of pleasure, you are committing many sins, and the fruit of sin are suffering and death. You may use the word is no use to us. Only God is not such fool. The word seems to be a big enterprise for bringing bringing the potential into actual, matter into life, the unconscious into full awareness. To realize the supreme, we need the experience of the opposite. Just as for building a temple, we need stone and mortar. wood and iron, glass and tiles. So for making a man into divine sage, a master of life and death, one needs the material of every experience. As a woman goes to the market, buys provisions of every sort, comes home, cooks, bakes, and feeds her Lord, so we bake ourselves nicely in the fire of life and feed our God. He is taking the direction is changed. He is taking it to the other side, other question now. You see, the question itself is actually a statement. How low, how big is this? Let's read it, the question again. It's important we go slow. You say the word is no use to you. Sorry. You say the word is no use to us, only a tribulation. I feel it cannot be so. God is not such a fool. The word seems to me a big enterprise for bringing the potential into actual, matter into life, the unconscious into full awareness. To realize the supreme, we need the experience of the opposites. Just as for building a temple, we need stone and mortar, wood and iron, glass. So for making that, one needs the material of every experience. As a woman goes to market, buys provisions of every sort, becomes every sort, comes home, cooks, bakes, and feeds her Lord. So we bake ourselves nicely in the fire of life and feed our God. Well, if you think so, act on it. Feed your God by all means. A child goes to school and learns many things which will be of no use to it later. But in the course of learning, it grows. So, do we pass through experiences without number and forget them all? But in the meantime, we grow all the time. And what is a gnani but a man with genius for reality? This word of mine cannot be an accident. It makes sense. There must be a plan behind it. My God has a plan. If the word is false, then the plan and its creator are also false. This is a very bold statement. He says, if you think that this word is real and there is a creator of this word, if the word is false, then the plan and its creator are also false. How bold is this statement? He declares, if you think that the God created the world, then the word is mithya, the word is illusionary, and so is your God. He does not intend to, let's say, deny the fact that there is a faith on God and there are deities. What he's trying to say is the word that we talk about, it exists only because we exist, because we see it, because we perceive it, because we have sense organs. But when you go at the bottom of all that experience is the result of consciousness. I am alive because of my consciousness, because of the energy, because of my prana. And therefore, my sense organs are functioning. And therefore, I am able to perceive the world. Therefore, my mind is able to have thoughts. But if I am into state of turiya, the state where I am transcending myself from the state of awaking dreaming, and deep sleep. All three state. What is common? Consciousness. If I only remain that, only being, only awareness, in such case, the word is only appearance. Because I know that without that awareness, the word does not exist. Very easy to follow, understand it. Right now, wherever you are, whatever is your sense organs are perceiving, you are touching your book, you are wearing your clothes, you are in your room, your eyes are looking at surroundings. It's all because of your sense organs are in operating, in functioning. What allows those sense organs to function? Their consciousness. And you are aware of that consciousness. So ultimately, it is awareness. And it is the same awareness that perceives the world, what we call world, through our sense organs and mind. But if there is no consciousness, there is no awareness, there is no world. What's the difference between us and a person who does not have eyesight, for example? You look at the beautiful garden and you admire lovely flowers and plants. You are in position to see that, and therefore you are admiring it. Can the same admiration happen to the person who cannot see? Because person who cannot see does not exist. The garden does not exist. Flower does not exist for that person. How can he admire? He can imagine. Remember, even to imagine, you should have seen it once. If you have seen never, it's not possible to imagine. We all imagine that God has 4 hands or has miracles and has the strength because that's what projected to us. But in reality, it need not be. God can be handicapped. God can be anything. Every shape and form and whatever that we perceive is nothing but that God or nothing but that consciousness. So it is ultimately the word exists because we exist. And we exist because our consciousness available. Moment we lose the consciousness, awareness, we are not there and therefore word is not there. A person in coma, in hospital or at home, for that person, does the word exist? No, because it is as good as a dead vegetable. It's just lying or available because it's breathing. But it has left the consciousness that awareness is gone. So ultimately, it is that awareness, that consciousness that makes you feel that there is a world around us and it is real, though it is not. I will stop here and read you from page 90 next time.
Acharya ji, there is one question that
Yes. Yes.
we are contemplating that we choose our mother, father, or like that, uh, where we used to born. But when population is increasing, suppose, so how? Because that means there should be some form, some other than the human being, which are coming into existence as human being.
There are different theories. The theory of evolution. When you see a rock, a stone or a rock, we think has no life. But according to our wisdom, our literature, our ancient wisdom, it says even that has the life form. Whatever that we call it inert has the life. It has to go through the evolution process of hundreds and thousands and millions of years till that stone become a bacteria. Bacteria become a kind of a form of life, and then evolution of different species happens. So that, according to theory, one before the human is the chimpanzees or gorillas or monkey. Yeah, they were considered to be the one before human shape, and then again they live and die and take a new birth based on their own, and ultimately they become human according to that theory. Once you have the human body, you may appear to be human body, but your mental condition is equivalent to the ape or equivalent to the monkey. Then although you are human in a human shape and form, your behavior still remains like a monkey of values and behavior. So all that takes time of hundreds, thousands of millions of years for evolution. It's a process that refines the jivatma, refines the soul in the body, the reflection of the soul in the body. It has to purify. It has to go through the process of evolution of human values and spiritual values. What is human values? Simple. Human values are that you have this human body, and therefore you should have the value of brotherhood, that you should not hurt and harm other human body or other human life or any life. These are human values. What are the spiritual values? One simple question: who am I, or what am I in reality? That is only one spiritual question, value. You pursue that question, you try to work on that, you have the self-awareness. What is self-awareness? Awareness that you are the self, you are that awareness, you are that consciousness. Period. That's it. End of it. And you are that. So in that case, you remain human. You remain in this world. You continue doing what you're doing. But you know it's only a appearance, only an act, only a performance. And you know this is temporary. Your home is eternity. Yeah.
Yes.
So think of a situation of unborn twins in the mother's womb. Okay? And they talk to each other and they said, we are so safe and secure in mother's womb, and we getting food here, we getting nourishment, we are growing, we are happy here. What will be the world outside this? I do not want to go to that unknown place, unknown world. It would be, so the one would say, I'm happy here. One would say, there is a world outside. The other one does not agree. This is my world, this is it. This is our world right now is the same. We do not know the real world. We do not know the other side of this world. There is something far peaceful, far loving than this. But we are ignorant because we have no idea of it.
Yes.
Asato ma Satgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityunama Amritam Gamaya Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, God, for giving us air to breathe. Thank you, God, for giving us water to drink. Thank you, God, for giving us sun for energy. Thank you, God, for giving us food to eat. Thank you, God, for giving us good health and happiness. Thank you, God, for giving us positivity. Thank you, God, for giving us all that we deserve. Thank you, God, for your love, your protection,
your guidance,
your
your
blessings.
blessings.
Thank you, God, for the existence.
existence.
Thank you for giving me chance to serve you.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Acharya ji.
There's one thing I want to say. Just think about it before you do it. Today, for trial, from now, this moment onward, till you go to sleep, try to be in the mode of forgiveness. If ever during the day you feel that something is not according to your expectations, or someone or something did not work out as you wanted, mentally, you do not have to express. You need not express. Mentally, just say, I forgive it. I let it go. The power of forgiveness. Whatever is situation, whatever, it need not be with any other person. It could be a situation. It could be just a experience of any kind. Just mentally say, I let it go.
Yeah.
I forgive it. Thank you.
Thank you, Acharya ji.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Wish you the same, Acharya ji.
Thank you, Acharya.
Thank you, everyone.